Hello, it's good afternoon. You've got the lady hippie at the bar. And yes, you'll see the rest of the outfit. I'm quick to, I haven't even had a stiffener. I'm Queen Victoria for the day. I took a picture of her that was one of the few, and I tried to put together everything as she looked, and I did a fairly good job. If you see the rest of the dress, it's the kind, the cupcake, because it's better way out behind me. So, but I wanted to throw this in. It's Friday. I try to do it at least Monday through Friday, and I love Halloween, as you can see. Um, let's see, what else was I going to get on with this falls all the way in the back. There's a huge black bow in the back. Um, I, I was going to go with a different type, but she was always wearing these type of hats. So that's what I ended up in. But you would not believe the cost of that. I found it. I went down to what do they call it? Like a flea market. And I found one for much lower than that. And then a friend of mine decorated it for me. And it's a big ostrich plumage and a bow. And then there's the other bow that kind of that goes with this. And the gown is just black here and just to the back at the bodice. But then it goes in this pattern all the way down. And you slip on those petticoats and off you go. So I love this one. It's been given a lot of compliments on. This is the one I've worn to the Andersonville reenactment. Andersonville was the South prisoner POW camp, and it was a bad place, very bad place for those people. And I'm here. I didn't say I was going to do anything, but trying to be happy and upbeat. I've seen some things, and I always said that I would mention Charlie Kirk every day that I got on. God love him. He's at peace. He's with Jesus. And no, I'm not one of those Bible thumpers. I'm one of those that doesn't believe in organized religion. But I believe Jesus. Well, I know Jesus is real. I've died three times. Yeah, they still won't take me. And so, yeah, I'm going out in just a little while. My grandson's coming to get me, and his friend, his roommate. I've known this kid, the other kid, since he was in seventh or eighth grade. So, and they're in their 20s. So it's fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. They may have some other friends meet us there. Robert is, of course, working on a car, but if he doesn't want to go, he doesn't want to go. He said he was going to go. We'll see. It's getting fairly late, but I did, like I said, wanted to drop this in. Mm. Been looking forward to that. I try to only do this at the bar because that's what I'm supposed to do this. And I said, okay. I may go back to 7 days a week at this rate. My stiffener, my Scottish clan, I'm British. Doesn't sound like it, does it? No, I was born in Cook County, Illinois, Chicago. But my DNA is British. We'll just go with British. I wonder why I always like the monarchy. I was probably in my past life the little lady Jane Grey who was queen for 6 days and then they burned her alive. Or did they just cut her head off? It's hard to tell with the English. Got my limited, my 12-year-old scotch. And I still end up wanting to chase it just a wee bit. It's a little stronger than my little fireballs. So excuse me, I've been running around like a scared rabbit all morning, right into half the afternoon. Nothing would go right. This dress laces up in the back. And so I didn't think too much of it. I got ready, got dressed. I was like, honey, can you fix the tie? Because I think it's like one size longer than the other. Can you pull that too and adjust it? You have to pull. And he was all, oh my God, this is all a mess. Okay, there, leave it alone. And I said, uh-oh. So I slipped back out of the dress and I went, okay, I'll do this. Oh my God, I hadn't even set my nails yet. And they had these little tiny pieces of material. You have to stick this through. And I was desperate. I was looking around everywhere because I kept trying. I couldn't get it in there. There's something small that slipped through there with it. I finally got successful. We'll put it that way. Again, the stiffener, for those of you who don't know me, I was raised by World War IIers. They were World War I, Depression II war. Daddy was Navy at Pearl Harbor. Won't talk about it. So was his brother. He didn't talk about it either. Many cousins and nephews at Vietnam. They didn't talk about it either. They did give me some wonderful advice before I went, and I thought I was going to WAC training, watch Private Benjamin with Goldie Hawn. Old movie, still works. This was the 70s, folks. I got in the plane, was going to WAC Corps. I got off the plane, and I was in the regular Army, and there was no WAC Corps. So you had two choices. You could stay and see if you could make it, or you could go back without any obstructions or anything. They wouldn't give you dishonorable and all that. It's like, fuck off, let's go. I'm game. I knew how to fence, and I had run. I was calisthenics. I was karate. I was, swim team and uh, tennis, everything I could think of that would keep me in good shape. And they beat the mess out of me in 10 seconds. What's the movie? I don't have much time. Well, my hair is looking terrible up under here. I don't. This is another reason I was going to go with something different. Like I mentioned, I have like a mantilla in a black lace that falls back, and of course a little tiara crown I could wear. But I wanted it authentic, which is what she was wearing, and I looked forever for one of these hats, and undecorated. It was expensive as oh my goodness, they were $300 undecorated, and it's like no way. My husband, I was scrolling. We finally found a place and I ordered it, and it was much less expensive than $300. And my friend did all the work. I don't think you can see all of it. It's part of the ostrich feather. The headphones get in the way. But she did all the embellishment there. I took the dress and kind of transformed it a little bit here and there. The sleeves were too long and stuff like that. And him was just about that much too. And I didn't want to wear heels, and certainly didn't want to wear heels now after the accident that I had. And so I feel like very nice, fuzzy, warm slippers that are like up to my ankle, but they're comfortable. And I added a second crinoline under the gown so that it would lift the gown up a little bit better. And I wouldn't A, be tripping over it, and B, I could wear whatever the hell I wanted underneath because nobody could tell. I love it. And it is one of my favorite costumes. And now I'm ready to go, and he's busy. My grandson got back to me, like I said, and we're all supposed to meet up. Hey, Gizzy, my cats are photobombing me. They're actually look like they're trying to eat each other's throat, but okay, they took a break. I don't know what's going on around here sometimes. I mean, it's a mess. Talked to my son a couple days back, and he was all upset too because they haven't been paid since October. So they're a month into it, and they've got car payments and all this other stuff like we do. Car payments, insurance. Okay, honey. That was my husband. I try to he doesn't like to be on camera. So I try to film where he can run in and out and do what he wants, and he's not on camera. I'm at the bar, but he's not on camera this way. He's going out the front door. He has to go to the parts house, so he wanted me to know. And there he went finally. Probably wanted to know if I wanted anything. Trying to make this hat do something. It's just a different look for me, isn't it? The earphones are a nice touch. So come up here, guys. Let me throw some live chat up. It's Halloween. Surely not all of you were at work. Um, Let me see here. Yeah, and just throw in the comments if you want to see anything. I usually do not put any emojis or anything like that. I don't take um, people's stuff and you know repost it because I figure everybody's seen it enough times that they won't do that. And I have several other communications devices set over here, and I'm just grateful that one of them works today because it was one of those days. It was just one of those flaming days. I brought my glasses. I brought my glasses, and I had my backup pair. And the screw came out of those bitches too. I get my care from the VA. I have since I was 17. And my age is a state secret, so you just SOL there. This is not a show for kids. Every once in a while, I will lapse into swearing so hung and without taking a breath that you would probably hate me forever. So don't let the kids in. It depends on what I'm talking about would make me upset. I've seen a lot of this man make me upset. They shut, of course, the government down. The kids were telling me about that no paycheck. They're scared stupid. Huge mortgage, huge car payments, huge insurance. We warned them. They both had cars that were paid for. My son had a truck that he'd had for about 15 years, and he took such good care of this truck. And they kept wanting to buy it from him at the dealership. And so they said that they'd give him a great deal on this gorgeous brand new car, you know. I mean, like just a 2025. I can't remember what they're called, but it's a nice car. But I'm sure it cost a pretty penny, no matter if they took that truck from him or not. But he, actually, first he had traded his regular truck in. He got a monster truck with the Black Widow stuff on it, and I never could get in it. So I had never ridden in it. And then he took that truck, and that's another one that. So he traded down to the car, and my my daughter-in-law bought her a new car like 4 months ago. So they're just, oh my God, all over the place. This I don't understand. I do not understand how the government could shut down, and all because they are following one dude, Chuck Schumer. I got news for you, you fucktards. You had one fucking job. One fucking job. And you're too stupid to even do that. You can't cast a vote unless somebody in your party tells you you should vote yes or no. You panty waist bitches. Every damn one. Weak as water. Shame on every damn one of you. You let the citizens down. You let your family down. You let your country down. You let yourself down. You guys go ahead and keep doing this shit. You leave this fucker going like that. You don't have no idea what your legacy will be. Think about it. You've got 2 cents for a brain. I know. Most of you are about a sandwich shy of a fucking picnic. I don't know how I got up there. I don't. She can take it off the line. I don't give a shit. I have the right to say what I fucking feel, and that's what I feel like. So we got that out of the way. That's politics, and that's what I feel about that. There was some good stuff coming down the line until they blew up a couple of Venezuelan boats, which I thought was hysterically funny. I'm sorry, not at the loss of life, but these little boats are. What did they think that was going to happen? They're acting like they're going to, attack this battleship. Hello, are you stupid? No, you're dead. I mean, they're graveyard fucking dead. They've done, I think, 3 they've blown out of the water. How many has to be blown out of the water before they go, well, that's not working out well? I'm not sure, but I thought they had said that they, and I'm still actually, that they had gone and decided they were going to go to war against Venezuela. And I'm like, this ought to be interesting. The Gulf of America. Every time I think of that, I think of Hillary and she busts out laughing. Funniest thing I've ever seen her do in 30, 40 years now. Stand up there with him. Well, I did not have sex with that woman. Yeah, you did. Oh, yeah, you did. Several times. And she's standing up there. He made a mistake. No, but you made the mistake. You married that skirt chasing bug in the Oval Office. Shame. And they're still running around. People still just adore him. Suddenly they went from penniless. They left the White House. They had no money. He must have been spending it all on those high class prostitutes. I know. But they were supposed to be broke. They had to get furniture back from them. I think they took the Lincoln bedroom. So they had to go get all those items back. And suddenly now they're, what is it? I don't know, library is what they're calling it? Yeah, they're getting plenty of funds in there. And good God, their speaking fees are above board. And God awful knows how much they made in the trade business because they had their finger on the pulse of the nation. Notwithstanding weekend at Bernie's for 4 years with an auto fucking pen. And you wonder why people have, I do, I wonder, as a history buff. I mean, if this was 1793, I mean, they'd have done been tarred, feathered, and rode out on a rail. There wouldn't have been no recall election. There would have been no censorship. Wouldn't have been a badly worded fucking email. They would have jerked their ass out of their house, out of their hub, wherever they was, and tarred and feathered their ass, and hope they don't see them again. Y'all need to do something about this shit. This is embarrassing. You know already that your country has been run into the ground. My country. It was as if you wanted to destroy the United States, and you have done a tremendous job at that without firing a shot. Yeah, we lost for one. We lost. It's now Mexico, most of the South. Might as well be. And the other side is paying for them to go to the doctor because it's our tax money they're using, but us who pay for it can't get in but maybe once a year, and they'll tell you have an appointment, then they'll call you and tell you don't because they're not there, or they're too busy, or they overbooked. It's not a fucking flight, bitch. What the hell? I've worked in, I've run divisions uh, in the military and civil service that were for the military. In most cases, for all of the military at one point would come through me. And you wouldn't believe how many hats I wore back then. I loved it. I still do. So I hope everybody's out there getting ready. I don't think you can see here. I'll have to try to walk back a little bit and see. Let's see what you can see me from. There's the TV and the kitty's blanket. I always give him a blanket. He's just now leaving for the store. He makes no sense to me. He knows I'm on live. I don't care if he's going to the parts house. You're supposed to be ready to take your wife out. He's not. And at this rate, if I don't quit taking this scotch, I may not want to go. Been a lot going on. And apparently nobody had a problem, until they found out that they were going to shut the SNAP benefits off. Now, I've worked in my capacity as a second job in grocery stores. Whoops. Before they became digital, you actually had to punch it in and you had to cash it out and all that stuff. And you had better balance. These days it's all doop 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 doop. I don't even know why they're paid for a job. They just stand there and watch us. I'm like, I'm untrained. I'm unpaid. You think you might come over here and get out of that smirk and give me a fucking hand? They won't open those lines. Usually, whenever I go somewhere for that, there's not any other line open but self-serve. But they'll have somebody ogling you. I had one dude follow me all over the grocery store until finally I went up to customer service and said, "Do you see that guy behind me over there? Why is he walking around behind me? I done been here like 30 minutes. Every time I turn around, he's behind me. So would you call security and tell him to get the fuck away from me? And if you can't do that, call 911 because I got a stalker over here." Guy didn't follow me no more. It's ridiculous. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. Let's see. What else did I want to catch on? What time? Oh, goody. I'm not running out of time yet. These go out. I quit smoking, and a friend came to the bar, and he had these little cigarillos, and I just had to have one. And they're not as good as the ones that I used to smoke in Europe that were, I used to smoke the French time, but in any event, they were pretty good. And these are the wine flavored. So if I don't buy them myself, I won't start smoking when I shouldn't. And I wasn't supposed to smoke in the house. But right after I got permission to have one, smoke one a little bit, I had the 10-month hiatus because of my severe accident and surgery and metal and all that stuff. If you're one of my family members, thanks so much for the get wells, and we'll see you better. And thanks for the prayers for me to heal quicker. And just thanks, period, to all my family and friends. Do you sense a note of derision in my voice? Oh, good. That's what I was aiming for. Yeah. Now, we do live a bit from everybody, but in today's world, you just got to dee, 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 dee. You know, it's like it's like Morse code. Da, 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 da. I refuse to text like that. I don't know how, they're all just up here with these big phones. It's like, and it's the same keyboard that we've always had since I was typing 60 words a minute in sixth grades. That's as high as you could go on a manual typer. It didn't have any numbers or letters or anything. It was just blank keys. You had to do that shit for memorizing where that keyboard layout was. And then you had to do 60 words a minute or you failed class. I don't like to fail. So I managed to buy me one at home. So I was typing like 14 hours a day, but I hit 60 fairly quick. I mean, don't tell me you're going to make me fail a class. It would not be pleasant. It just wouldn't. I've been asking everybody to come up here at Social Woodstock. It's free. I don't know how long this will be here. I'm assuming that it won't be here very long since YouTube has already opened another channel. Most of the channels I watch have now two channels. I guess one for merchandise and advertising mainly that they do go in on. And then the old channel that gets a couple of things on it. I'm kind of disappointed in some. I liked a lot of them, especially the paranormal ones. But now that they've got the two channels, they're posting videos from 1914. It's like, come on, dude. I saw that, I swear to God, 15 years ago. I went to sleep watching those. Covered by cats. I have three little ones, and they won't even come out of the bedroom because the other cats are big and it scares them, so they run back in. So I keep trying to do that every day. I let one of them in every day. The other ones that are out here, I call them their release. They can run around. Those guys were in the kitty NCU. We rescued one who was going blind. Then at the same time we rescued four. Not eating, not this kind of thing. You can see they're not thriving. They're going to die, and I would take them in and just everything I could to get them to live. And then I lost several of my older ones, and I didn't make it in time. I didn't recognize their symptoms in time. Two of them had UTI infections, and I didn't catch on in time to get them in, and they died in my arms, and it's so horrible. And I refuse to cry because they say that keeps the soul bound, and I want them to run free and to play and know that no one can hurt them, and come see me as soon as I cross over because I'm coming. I don't know when yet. And this time I'm staying. They keep sending me back. I've died three or four times. I've literally, flatlined. And I still wake the fuck up. I'm here. Like, what the hell? Why am I the fuck back here again? Scotch is good. Mm. My husband was funny while I was getting dressed, and he was helping me with the linings and the ribbons and all the stuff that no wonder they had slaves. I mean, you cannot dress yourself in these. You just can't. I've tried for many times. I can't do it. Oh, I'll go get it all together, and oh yeah, I just have to pull these two strings. You can't find them two strings. So how are you gonna pull them? How are you gonna tie? It's behind your back, so you can't do it. So you gotta go get someone else. And this one has a side zipper, so that it's easier for me to get out of the gown. But it's over two crinolines, like a wedding dress. So it's out like that. Or if you've watched any of the historical events, it's a big gown. And it's a puffy gown. My cats are scared of me in the kitchen. I'm not so sure what my husband thinks. But it's been 3 years, I think, since I've worn it. Is this 2 or 3 years? I haven't worn it, but I think twice. And I got a lot of compliments on it. And when I went to the reenactment, I went for the 3 days. And this is what I wore every day. And I would send it to the cleaners and get it back in time to get dressed and go run up to the reenactment because I was filming and all this. And I'd been to the reenactment before, but I never participated because I was in civilian clothes. So I decided, okay, I want to participate, so I'm going to go in the right clothes. My husband went in shorts. They would not charge us. They said I was too pretty, that I was too beautiful, I was where I belonged, and they were not going to charge us. Such sweet men. It was the same thing when I wore my medieval outfits to see Lord of the Rings on their premieres. Would not charge me a dime, and I couldn't convince them I was not in the movie. They said you were in the movie, and the bartender said you were in the bar, and I was like, no, I was not. I promise you, I was not in the movie. They would not listen. I've gone to a couple of fairs dressed in it, the medieval fairs. They won't charge me. They won't charge him either. And it's a lot of fun to do this. Same with my kilt. I'll be completely kitted out. And that's no inexpensive thing for any of these outfits. Like I give you a hint, the medieval one, just one, costs over $1,000. This outfit that I'm wearing today costs a little over 600. So it's not a easy thing to do. I start at the beginning of the year after January 1st, deciding what I'm going to do for Halloween. It's my favorite time of the year. I get to be anybody I want. Anybody. I used to do angels when I was a kid. Then I graduated and I was doing all the medieval stuff. Oh, and I did that for 20 years. And now I'm so old, I had to say, okay, what would go well? And I found that picture of Queen Victoria in the 1870s. So I was like, that's the one. And just even finding the hat, it wasn't just so much how much it cost. It was just a nightmare to find it. And when you get dressed, you think, oh, it's a cool day, it's great. And yet you're sweltering because you're dressed in all these layers. But I love the outfit. I love the way it does. So my grandson is coming to take me for drinks. He and his friend. So this ought to be entertaining. He's supposed to anyway. I don't know if he's going to make it. We'll just hope for the best and prepare for the worst. Oops, hence this Scotch. Mm, as you can see, I don't drink my neat. It's on ice. One of the reasons is I have not eaten today. He ran out about breakfast. He came running out and said, "You gonna eat breakfast?" I was like, "Honey, do I look like I have time trying to get this brow to come down and stay up?" It just flips right back up, and I've always wanted it down, but it won't do it. In any event, maybe the lace. I have fun with this thing. So, like right now, he's going to the parts house, but earlier, I'm going to go get breakfast. And I'm like, I don't want any breakfast. I had a really bad night again. And I didn't bring my roses. I've still got 4 dozen roses. They're in the master bedroom because I wanted to be able to see him, and I was very ill last night. I think he thought he was going to get out of going trick or treating. Nope. I'm still sick. My whole right ear has blown up. It's real red, and there's 2 huge knots down on my jugular vein. Um, they are better than they were. I've been pouring antibiotics both inside and outside, and they are better than they were. They were pea-shaped and hard for 2 days there. So, but I didn't say anything. I just popped up, did my thing, and went on and said, okay. But it got really painful by yesterday afternoon, especially after, and my temperature went up. So I knew I was going to have to go to the fucking ER. I hate that place, to get some antibiotics. If you don't treat things like that, it will infect your entire body, especially with the ear right there near mammary glands and so forth. That's what I was worried about. And my sister had happened to her. It nearly killed her. And she had a full, I can't remember what they called it now, but she had become infected throughout almost 100% of her body through a toothache that she would not go and have removed, and spent 4 or 5 weeks in the hospital, 2 or 3 of them in ICU, trying to save her life. So I know that I'm going to have to, but it does seem to be all right. It's better than it was, and I'm not crying in pain. So I think we're going to have a good day, but probably not a long day. That again, this is one of my favorite days. If anybody else loves Halloween, say hey. Tell me you're watching. Tell me it's cool. Hit the dislike, hit the like. I really give a shit. I don't make any money doing this. It's social Woodstock. Get off your ass. And let's talk about these retards. They know the inmates are running the asylum. It's fucking time to stand up and say, wait a fucking minute. I didn't say you could take my taxes and put that bastard in a hospital. What are you doing putting him in a hostel or a motel or what have you? What the hell are you doing? But if they say that, they're arrested in Britain and France, I believe. And they're starting to get a little ugly with the United States. If you say something, I'm like, fuck you. This is my fucking country. And for God's sake, if they have the right to say anything they want to, being here illegally on top of it, well, fuck off. I will say whatever the fuck pleases me. Just like I love this. I think everybody should get up here and talk to each other. I don't care if it's about ghosts or the government shutdown or the idiotic fact that you've got 147 supposed Democratic senators who are listening to one fucking guy in dementia. The guy is what, in 97? The other thing, I tell you, the other thing, and I've worked in DC, and me and my mother-in-law were ex-mother-in-law. We started that program. That was our chore. That was our end game, was to start the SNAP packages. Now we call them SNAP, EBT. Back then, it was food stamps that came. That was just like little money, only like monopoly money, and tear them out and shit. But I was in on that, and I was in DC, very close, very high up. For a long time, I've served my country as a civilian and as an Army veteran, and I didn't see what I'm seeing now and what I've seen since the 90s. And like I said, I'd have that second job to pay the kids and all whatever else I had to do. And they would come up with 3 carts. The women with 15 kids would unload the cart. It was $590. And back then, whatever the amount was that's still on the cart, you could see it. They still had 1,200 to go. I'm like, because you've got. And then they're talking in Spanish, I guess, assuming I don't speak Spanish. They were wrong. Yeah. How much? How much you got left? You're gonna pay for this stuff? Oh yeah, I got it. I got $1,500 in my paycheck this week. I worked 20 hours overtime. $1,500 he had. I'm working 2 jobs. I couldn't say I made $1,500 in any week. And then the carts that they paid for, yeah, lots of what is it? The Corona, limes, so forth and so on. It was all for drinking, and there's several $100s in those carts. And I'm like, well, if you can get that job, you should get it. Because they had it going on. And then I would see him go over to the thing where the Instagram money or however they used to deal with it back then. And they're sending money to fucking Mexico because I'm looking at it going, yeah, and there goes that tax base. And it's been okay for that for 40 years, 30 years, but 30 years. You go with 30 years. And now they're all, oh my God, you turned it off and we can't feed our babies. Go to fucking work. Go to fucking work. I've got people out there that are my age and older, like my husband, that are working because their Social Security doesn't cover what they have to pay. So in our 70s, we're working. And I got news for you guys, you cupcakes. When you get up there to get your Social Security, you are going to be so fucking pissed off. You will probably piss your pants. When do you call in and find out how much you get of your money? And then you got to make it last. I'm not going to tell you nothing else. You can Google it. And people, I ain't yet mad at politicians that don't lie. I met me some politicians that are doing well. Back in my day, the Watergate Hotel was still open. Had a great bar. wasn't that far from where I was at. We ran that division at the agriculture building, and we would go there for lunch or drinks. Back in those days, you had a two martini lunch with a Valium. The mother-in-law did, so that's how that went back those days. But I had the two martinis. I did whatever else I wanted. But I had a lot of senators that I knew, and she did too. So I never bought a drink while I was in there. I was shocked when they tore it down. And so here we are, and we're with them, and we're just talking. They ain't no different than me. They put their pant legs on one at a time, just like I do. And so I'm like, okay, after how the fuck come these guys ain't getting out of the way so you can vote this away? You see, you want to vote that way? Why can't you vote that way? Well, so and so said. So they're still doing the so and so said. And I tell them, you're a low life Nazi. Get your ass out there and vote the right way. Vote for what your constituents put you there for. He said, well, you're going to get shot. Don't say that. And then if I missed a day and I didn't show up, they would come running up, with my drink and sit at this booth or sit at this table. Oh, what are you doing? Did you get in trouble? No, I did not get in trouble. I'm still here. I'm not wearing concrete shoes. You can relax. Nobody got pissed off, but they did. They weren't allowed to do as much back then. But I think today, this is not my fight to fight. I've fought my battles. I can't say I really won them, but I fought my battles. It is time for my son's generation to stand up and say, fuck off, we've had enough. We want you impeached, you recalled, and they need to start doing it. When you're the ones that are up there doing the work, they're not being paid, but Congress is fucking being paid. Trust me. They even had to admit it themselves. They're being paid. Why don't they donate their paycheck to somebody who's not gotten paid? They're worth 30 or 40 million. They can handle it. But we're all the racists. We're the racists. No, we're not. We're just the people that you're fucking running. I mean, fucking running. Maybe I can keep more of this thing going today. It is Halloween day. Well, what I call it is taking the dress for a walk. I like to run out, and usually I get, where did you get that? And I put this together myself mainly, pattern and all that. So this was a lot of work, and the hat was the hardest thing to find, and then you get it decorated. But they all want one. And when I tell them, you get your sewing machine out and use this pattern, they're like, they go blank. I was like, you didn't have home ec? You didn't take sewing? And I'm, okay, well, try to get one that fits you from this site. I can't swear it will. But if you can do it and you're early enough, I will make sure that it's tailored for you. Not one of them taking me up on my offer. The best I've seen on several of them, they put a little black nose on and a couple of little whiskers on, put on a hat, and they're ready to go. I'm like, it's Halloween. You want to be a cat for the night that's totally unimpressive and way underdressed. But I can't even get my granddaughter doesn't even go anymore. She's 13. Honey, I still trick or treating. They don't know when I come up there in full regalia what I'm going to do. They just look at me. I love that dress. And this is another reason I like taking for a walk. I have some things to do. I got to go to Walmart and all that. And I'm going to fall out because we have drunk. And it's a holiday. Fuck off. That's why I poured me some of my Glenfiddich. My grandson bought that for me. 12-year-old Scotch. See these go out. And I go crazy about that because I'll talk for a minute and it goes down. Yesterday I had a 100% fucktard day. I mean, it was a clusterfuck all day. No matter what I did, it was a clusterfuck. I ended up, I think, with an extra 20 minutes after everything was turned off, and I started to get out of that because the son was here. He has the complete Jedi Knight outfit that he bought at Disney. It looks sharp in it too. When he was 2, I took him to see Star Wars. I hadn't seen it yet. I just got back to the States basically, so it was in the 80s. It had been out for a while. We took him with we took him with the whole back end filled with beer. We had all kinds of kegs of beer with us. And so most of us were fried watching it. Some of them had seen it already, but they were friends of ours, and so they went. And we had a jam up time, and so he's been a fan since he was 2 or 3. And I remember it right after that, after him seeing it, I thought it was such a cool costume because he had Darth Vader and the mask and all the whatever that sound was. And so he loved it. He didn't want to be the one in the white. He wanted to be Darth Vader. And I do like most people do. You take him through your own community, and these are all good homes, high end homes. And he would just jump out and run through their house, man, yelling and screaming with this red sword. I'm like, oh god! I kept saying, you can't run in the house with that. Yeah, they like that, Grandma. I'm not Grandma. I'm sorry, Mom. I should have known that was in training. But it was cute to see. And then they went to Disney, and he came back, and he was like Anakin. I think he was dressed as Anakin, and it's a great costume. All of them had. Well, my daughter-in-law did not, but my granddaughter did, and my son did. So they love Star Wars. So I asked him, "Are you going to, get out? Because I'm going to go have a drink or so, and probably get some dinner to go. There's a couple of little Mexican restaurants, but I really wanted to go to Logan's because I wanted a great steak. So I figured, and Robert lets me, and I fall out because I get the big, the big margaritas, and he gets one of his teas. There's 5 shots or whatever, and so I get the 2 huge margaritas where you get ice headaches because you're drinking it so fast. 'Cause you got to go when the food gets there. He can't really eat in a restaurant because of his stage 4 throat cancer. He beat it, but it took a lot of damage to his throat and upper chest, but he did beat it. But so he's not comfortable eating in public. And so I love it. I go and get wasted and grab a steak. And he says, why do you always get a filet mignon? Well, that's because it's on one of the high sides of the chart thing here. I ain't cheap, buddy. Anybody have anything to say? This is my second day up here talking to myself. This is my new channel since I've come back from the 10-month forced hiatus I had because I just couldn't move. I couldn't walk, couldn't talk. They don't treat you for pain. So if you move so much as an eyelash, you realize you have to stay in bed. And if one more of those little doctor bastards tell me to take a Tylenol, I'm going to hit him in his ugly face and hand him a fucking Tylenol. That's just wrong. I had surgery for 15 hours, and that took a month because of the hurricane. And they left me like that. I mean, would have been trying to sue me for I forget how much it was because mine pays. If it's a different place, the VA pays it. I have the insurance with VA, and I can't remember what it was, but they were trying to I think it was the ER at doctors, and they don't take Medicaid and all that stuff basically. And I had no idea, but doctors was the closest, and that's where they took me because it was a severe injury, and it had taken an hour for them to get me outside. That's a story. And so that's and the surgeons come in and say, it's bad, it's bad. You need to get the surgery, but I have to have 8,000 up front before I can do surgery. Look at him going, really? Yeah, it must be nice living in your world. Thanks for your fucking time. Well, we're back to VA. So what the fuck all is that about? Like most of us at the VA, 1,500, 1,800, 8,000. Oh my God. And my husband was going to pay it. I said, no, you're not. No, you're not. I have insurance to the VA. I'm not letting them out of this. And I didn't. They sent me to the University of Augusta, which is connected to the VA. And I had a team. What's things on here? I had a team that did surgery, and they were amazing. And they told my husband it might be 7, 8 hours, and he was very worried by the time it had been nearly 14 hours. And at that point, he was running around asking people stuff, bothering them. They're like, "She'll be down a little bit. She'll be down a little bit. She's going to be in recovery for a few minutes." And finally, I did. I woke up in recovery, opened my eyes to the sky, hitting my face, going, "Wanda, get up. Wanda, did you just put your hands on me, boy?" It's kind of with eyes wide. I know you did. You did. You slapped my fucking cheek, didn't you? No, ma'am. I was just petting you to see if you were okay. I know you did, but I'm gonna let this slide because I'm on all kind of fucking drugs. But I know it was on camera, so be glad I don't fucking ask somebody to review that bitch right now before I even get moved. And you ever touch another woman like that, I'll make sure I come out of the closet and find you. So hopefully nobody else be treated that way. He was a gigantic, enormous knob ass. Ugh, and that's why I drink. So I don't hurt anybody. I'm trying to see where this is actually at. And I could actually back up a minute and y'all could see the whole gown. But I may have to wait till later. I don't know if I can. I doubt I posted here. If you don't see me, it would be on Facebook. But I will try to back up a little bit, a few minutes, and see if you can see the gown. It is worth it. It was worth all the money I spent to do it. I have several like that though. My Halloween costumes tend to reflect whatever it is I'm going to be doing later in the year or the next year, going medieval, going out Scottish, going out, what have you. Even this gown would translate into going out there as, medieval because these dresses have been around. This type of fashion and it changed in stages, but it was definitely up until the 1800s, even the 1900s. Ladies wearing the skirts that flowed, and so I have all this stuff on, and it's hot, and I haven't even left the house. And yesterday it was 48 degrees. Today it's 78 degrees. Georgia pisses. I think I'm going to ring off and try to get ready the rest of the way because I'm not sure when my grandson will be here, and I'm not sure what my husband is doing today. Um, he said he was fixing a friend's car. It's something about a door handle or something, and the kids were falling out. Might be an emergency. Kids are flying everywhere. And he's funny about it. I was like, "Honey, when do you be ready to do this?" Just as soon as I fix her car, she got to have it back at 3. I'm thinking to myself, you don't have till 3. I intend to be up somewhere at 3. Now I know my grandson. Sorry, my lips are a little dry, so I put this on, which is kind of cheating, but still helps. So I know my grandson doesn't get off till 6:30, and my son is off. He goes at 6:30 in the morning, so he's off at 2:30. But when I asked him a couple of days ago when he dropped by, he didn't want to do anything, and it broke my heart because he loves getting out there, and his daughter does too. They both go out in their outfits with their swords. Yeah, I mean, and they make the sound. They light up. It's so cute, and they're in the perfect suit. It's amazing how well they look. They look like they're on or should be on the movie set. Because I've been told the same thing. It was like, so he got that from me. His wife though is another one that does the kitty nose and a couple of whiskers, and I think she has a headband in his ears. I have an $1,800 outfit, and she's going with just some whiskers. Wish I could have done that. I won't do that. I will do every time I go out. I do it, all the research on that particular era that I'm going to, or that I'm going to dress like, and make sure I get it right. which again does cost money. You're not buying that plastic shit from the, little party store down the road. I tried that with my husband. I said, okay, I'm going to go as Queen Victoria. Why don't you? And we had pictures of the medieval fairs. I said, why don't you just go as, a musketeer, equally acceptable for the time frame I'm using. And so we tried to find that, and we came fairly close. But by the time he'd been out about a half an hour, he was peeling stuff off. And at that time, it was a bad time for that late then. But I said, I can't go any further with our granddaughter either. So we just said goodnight and called it a night that time. And now then a couple of months, a couple of years actually, that I've missed going out. So I really want to go today. I had to go door to door and yell trick or treat. Nope, treat. Nope, trick. You figure it out. So I hope this is entertainment today, guys. If you're seeing me, do me a favor. Hit the fucking bell. Hit the dislike. Tell me it's stupid. Go home. I don't care. Put something in there. You can subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost nothing. And if you want out, you can just tap the little thing in. You're out. I checked it out. Um, Again, this is another reason I don't drop videos. I do all that stuff because again, you can see it in 2 seconds on Google, and you probably have seen it 4,000 times already. But if there is anything that you've seen that you would love me to pull up and talk about it, please let me know. I will do my damnedest. I would love to get together again. I had done this before about the paranormal world, and I would love to talk about uh, Donald Trump. I call him Donnie. I think he's funny as hell, and he's doing a damn good job. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, stupid, whichever, a black and white, purple with pink polka dot. I don't care. What I care about is not your color, not your race, not your religion, not your background. What I care about is how you treat me. That's it. I don't judge people. God has that problem. Amen. And some of them are in deep shit. I feel I'm in trouble. Oh, we got, we got rid of some more. I keep doing this because I'm hoping that by the time I go out later, that it would slow it back down. But I've had it stored for 2 years, and the brim has always gone up, and I don't like that. And so I'm going to secure it to the side a little bit when I get off of here. It's kind of hard to deal with the headphones. But I see my time is about out. I guess I'm going to try to see if you can see the whole gown. So let's see if I can get to a spot and not take these with me. Okay, here we go. I still don't think you can really see me that well, but I'm trying. If you zoom in, you can probably get it, but the gown goes to the floor, and I can't tell if y'all are getting it or not. But I'm trying. I can see the mirror here for the bar, so you should be able to see me. Uh, the best I get, I can try to post some pictures tomorrow. But for the rest of the day, it's Happy Halloween, guys. So I hope you can see me because I really can't see the screen from there. So I'm about to go. Make it a great day. Go out there, have fun. Go do something. Get out, put on a dance, take a sheet, cut a hole in it, stick that on there. Halloween is fun. You get to be anybody you want to be for the day. And I can't pass that up. And I'm probably so ill I should be in the hospital. But I intended to not miss Halloween. I missed it 2 years. So I'm waiting another day before I go in to see my doctor. And odds are I'll be at the little mini ER. So I'm still going to do it. If you guys get to this, say hi, get off, anything you want. Leave it in the comments. I didn't see anybody pop up in live chat. So I'm about to go. I hope I'm not going somewhere I don't want to go. You never know around here. Happy Halloween, guys, and stay out of trouble.